Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and tonight I have a special little bonus video for you. Call this a housekeeping video, a wrap-up list video, something that I want to share with you. This is a video I have been promising all year long, and I didn't want to quietly move on without following through on. If you follow me, longtime followers know that I did a year-long Vinegar Syndrome subscription this past year. That is a physical media boutique for the rest of you that put out great movies, 4Ks, restorations, and all of that. And while I don't lean nearly as hard into physical media here on the channel anymore, I cover most of that on my Patreon and for my channel members. I did not want to move away and not do this because I have been promising it all year long, and that is I was going to let you know the movies that just did not hit with me, the ones that I am not keeping in my collection, and I'm going to probably sell and buy something that I do want. So let me be very clear up front, this isn't a trash video. I'm not pounding on Vinegar Syndrome. I resubscribed to them for a second year. These are not bad movies to everyone. These are cult films. A lot of you may love them. So it's not a knock on any of these things. It's not a knock on the work. There's some outstanding work done on these. These are some crazy horror, cult, gaiju films, all kinds of stuff. But they just did not click with me personally. And I don't plan on keeping them because I don't plan on ever watching them again. But there are a couple that I might be on the fence about. So we're going to do this real quick. Pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right, so first up is one of the two that I am still on the fence about, and I may watch this one more time. I might skim through this. Actually, 3 movies, though, so it makes it difficult. I may skim through this again and just see if maybe I will come back to this because they're a little raunchy. They're a little fun. They got a little, sleaze factor to them. And that is The Blood-Stained Italy. And I gotta be very, very careful about what I show you on these. But this is a pack of 3 giallos, Death Falls Lightly, Obscene Desire, and The Blood-Stained Lawn. Now, these are on Blu-ray, and great work on these. They're giallo films, and they're set against gorgeous Italian locations. They mix the old classic, mystery of giallo films with travelogue type vibes in some cases. Stylish. These movies just have to work really hard to pull me in. I am not the biggest Italian horror guy. I'm not the biggest Italian film guy. To be honest, for the most part, even as someone who taught film and makes films and writes films, I've just never been the biggest foreign film guy overall. Though the ones that I love, I really, really love. But this one, I gotta admit, I'm on the fence about. But right now, I'm leaning towards getting rid of this. And I'm probably going to sell these as a whole pile. Is probably what I'm going to do. If you're interested, you can let me know in the comments, but I'm not trying to make a profit off of them, just sell them for what I got for, what I've got in them. And the next one, there's no question, this is out of my collection. I will never return to this. This is a double pack here too, and this is Devil Fetus and Her Vengeance. And Her Vengeance is a gritty, revenge drama. Let's just say that. And I thought I would like it better because I'm a big fan of the movie Thriller, A Cruel Picture. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of I Spit on Your Grave and stuff like that. But Thriller, A Cruel Picture, I don't know, man. It's got it's Tarantino lifted from it, so I was hoping for something like that. And they go for more I Spit on Your Grave type of a situation. And I'm just not into it. These are category 3 films, which means they were kind of banned or extreme. Hong Kong supernatural chaos is what you're going to get with Devil Fetus, which is kind of fascinating and just crazy to look at. But it's just not going to be repeat viewing for me. So Devil Fetus and Her Vengeance, they're not hanging around. Now, next up is one you're going to say, hey, you didn't even open that one. Well, no, I did not, because I just so happened to try before I opened it on streaming, and this is Dario Argento's The Card Player. And I didn't need to open it because I couldn't make it through what I watched. I am not the biggest Argento fan, though I will say this year's lesser known later Argento films have made me more of a fan of like Suspiria and Opera. I'm actually more of a fan of those now after watching some of his other stuff than I was before. It's not a shot. It's just the truth. It's a modern era Argento thriller built around online games and serial killers. Conceptually, that just doesn't do it for me. It's probably interesting for a lot of people. I'm just not into, like, let's see how many different ways we can, off people. I don't know, but The Card Player, never even opened it. There is no need for me because I couldn't get through it otherwise. And another one that I had seen before, so I was kind of excited when they went to announce this film on 4K because it has a big name in it. It has Shirley MacLaine in it. I had seen it before, but it had been many years ago when I was in film school. I had seen The Possession of Joel Delaney and I got it here on 4K as part of the subscription. First of all, it's not the best artwork they have done. It's just not, and it's just kind of blah and boring, which to me reflects the film. I know they're going for restrained sort of possession thing, but it's more like psychological possession here. A film focused more on character study than the horror. Respectable for sure. It looks as good as it's ever going to, but it is an ultra slow burn that I will probably almost assuredly never ever revisit in my life. I have a goal this year of watching at least one movie per day that isn't pertinent to any of my lists, so like an addition to it. And I want to start going through the entire Criterion collection. I want to go through every film that I have never seen while also revisiting stuff that I love for all of you guys that you've probably missed, and I will just never come back around to this. So I'm not keeping it in the collection. And that is the same thing for the next one, which I believe was a January release last year. It was one of the first. It was either January or February for Deranged on 4K. Now, this one's loosely inspired by the serial killer Ed Gein, or Gein. I always mess up his name. It's super bleak. I mean, just super bleak, super grim, and it's just it's uncomfortable, which is by design, but it's. And I get that it's important historically, and usually that's enough for me to keep a film. I will never return to this. I am not into, I'm not really into serial killer stuff. I'm not into torture stuff. I'm not into weird stuff like that. I like comfort horror, creature feature horror, monster horror movies, ghost horror movies, haunted house horror movies, mysterious horror movies. I'm not into true crime type stuff. I'm not into serial killers. I'm not into gross out like stuff. So this is just not for me. I know a lot of people might like it, but it's just not something I would ever enjoy returning to. So out it goes. And the same thing for, this is another 2-pack. This is Devil Doll and The Curse of the Voodoo. Now this is also a Blu-ray combo pack right here. And look, this is like old school British horror, and I was excited when I first got it because I am a massive fan of like Twilight Zone, and I was hoping for something like that, and I just did not get it. There's some creepy atmosphere. There's actually some nudity in here, which surprised me for an old movie. It's got some pulp charm to it. I could probably talk myself into keeping this, but the truth is, I don't, like, I've got so many movies. I don't ever see myself coming back to watch it. And for me, it's about curating a collection. I want a massive collection of movies that hopefully I'm in my back half of my 40s. So I'm hoping I've got another 35, 45 years to watch movies. And so I want a really big collection. But I don't want stuff that's just taking up space. I don't want to hoard. I don't keep movies just for the sake of keeping them. I just don't do that. They have to be stuff that I want, and I either want to get around to watching them if I hadn't seen them, or know that I'm going to watch again and again, and I just can't say that with either of these, so out they go. That is the same spot with the next one, which I'm just going to say, this next 4K, I did a full review for my Patreon members and my YouTube channel members, and this 4K, it's almost embarrassing how good this 4K looks for this movie. And that's Yongari, Monster from the Deep. Look, this 4K is turned up to 11. It is so good. It is ridiculous. And this is like South Korea's answer to Godzilla. Campy and colorful. It should be charming in theory. I'm not the biggest Gaiju guy overall. Though I will say this, if you follow me, on my first watch of Godzilla -1, I thought it was good, but maybe a little overhyped. That's going to make a list of movies that I talk about that I was wrong. I was wrong on that, on my first watch. Sometimes movies take more than one watch to hit you. I appreciated that one a whole lot better on the second try. But overall, I actually like the new Monsterverse with Kong Skull. I freaking love Kong Skull Island and all of those movies. I actually enjoy those. And like back to Godzilla vs. Biollante, I do like those. And one of my favorite Gaiju movie of all time is Pacific Rim. But this, you actually see the metal canister in the mouth where they're trying to make the flames come out. You see the zippers on the costumes, and there's some charm there. The 4K is out of sight, but I'm just never going to watch this again. It's just going to take up space. That is all. So there's no reason for it to do that. So Yongari is going to go Yondery. And that's the same thing with, and I'm going to feel like y'all are thinking I'm picking on Argento here, but Sleepless. This is a great looking 4K for what it is. This is another late career giallo by Argento here with super violent set pieces, but all the same familiar Argento beats. I mean, he just wants to find different ways to off women, like on camera. He just really does. It's got some solid moments. I actually think I prefer this over the other one. The Card Player. I couldn't even make it through the Card Player. This I could watch, but it's just not essential for me. Argento's not essential. I actually am going to go back and I'm going to buy the 4K of Suspiria because I think after all these years in film school and teaching film and making films, I'm going to give that one another try. I hate the script in that movie because I know he wrote it for 12-year-olds and then he never changed it when they made it grown women. But visually, there's some things in there. Now, there's some stuff I don't buy as being great visually like other people do, but there's some things that are. Honestly, the scene at the beginning of that, if you've never seen Suspiria, where she's walking out of the airport in the rain and then she gets into the cab, that whole sequence is worth buying the movie. So I'm going to go back and get that, but this I am not keeping. Sleepless. And then, okay, here, the next one is the other one that I'm super on the fence about. And I may rewatch this one before I 86 it completely. And that is Ruby. This is a good looking 4K here by Vinegar Syndrome. And this is a supernatural story, but it's like a supernatural revenge story. But it's that, but it's the Southern Gothic edge, the sort of Southern Gothic flavor that makes me want to give it more try. Like I did a drama. I wrote and directed a drama called Buried Cane, which is a very Southern Gothic, steamy film. There's some vibes to this in there for me. And what's the movie, the Sam Raimi movie with Keanu Reeves? I'm totally blanking on The Gift. There's like, I don't know why I associated some vibes with this. It's got Piper Laurie in there. So this one's uneven as hell, but I could maybe be talked into watching this one again. But right now it's on the head out pile. And finally, I promise this would be quick. I've already gone on too long. This one is atrocious. I would never watch this again. Zero chance. And I can't show you the covered cover, but it is White Cannibal Queen. This is a jungle exploitation, cannibal exploitation film leaning super hard into shock and sleaze, way more into shock than sleaze. It's centered around a white woman ruling a cannibal tribe after that cannibal tribe kills part of the people she's with and all that kind of stuff. It's definitely infamous. Just not my vibe. I'm not into any of that stuff. I do not like cannibal films in any way, shape, or form. I have zero interest in them at all. So this is just not for me. Might be for you, totally cool. Not for me at all. So this one, I knew this one was out. I knew this was out quickly. So that is the last one. So really it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 films. And I'm on the fence about 2. But that's out of, I think it's 41 or 43 films with the subscription this year. So you could say about 20% of the movies. But if I had bought the other movies, the other like 30 movies, it would have cost more to buy them a la carte than what I paid for the subscription. And I wouldn't have got these movies either to even check out. And I think I would have probably only been able to buy like 25 of the movies for the subscription price. So I still came out ahead. Plus with the subscription, I got 50% off anything else that I bought. So there you go. This list doesn't define a subscription because everybody has different taste. It just reflects my taste, my rewatch habits, the way I want to curate a collection. And this is where the channel has evolved because I just don't do physical media all the time on here. And I know a lot of you love for me to do my big 4K breakdowns and deep dives into the restorations and stuff because I used to do film restorations and I worked in film. I really wound and cleaned film for the most part, but I also edit for a living and make movies for a living so I can bring a different perspective. That's extra content that I give my patrons. I have to have something for over there, and I share behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking and stuff over there and all kinds of chats like that. I save that for over there. It's a way for me to still do both because I love both, but I don't confuse YouTube here and the algorithm because I really just want to talk movies. Like people get really anxious about technical stuff and I don't want to get into that, and I don't want people to think I'm trying to sell you stuff or anything like that. So I want to talk movies, introduce you to movies that you've never seen, that you will enjoy, that will further connect us via pop culture and our shared histories and things like that. And I find that physical media, and whether it's good or bad or whether somebody thinks, whatever about it, can be somewhat divisive. And I don't like that because then I feel like I'm coming in like, well, I'm an expert because I'm a professional filmmaker and I edit and I worked in restoration, and I don't want to feel like a know-it-all. I'd rather talk privately about that. So I understand a lot of you said, I just can't afford Patreon. I try to make it as low as like $1 or $2 a month over there for you to be able to get all that content and make it as low as possible, because I put the standard 4K reviews on the lowest level. Everybody gets those. It's only like the Melusine reviews, other special, more heated topics that upper tiers get. But if you just want the 4K discussions and reviews, it's like $1 or $2 a month. And I'm not trying to sell you on that. I'm just saying why I do that. But I really wanted to keep my word here on this channel because I started this journey here on the main channel. So this is a big bonus video. I would really appreciate if you would check out the list video that I uploaded earlier today. It's on 70s exploitation films, and it's a redo of one that I did a while ago that just didn't hit at the right time, and it actually got copied by an AI channel, and that AI channel got over 1 million views on it, and mine got like a few thousand views. So I tried to give something new to it and put it out for you to check out. So please check out that. And tomorrow, Saturday, January, the 10th, tomorrow, I have a huge deep dive video on why they don't make movies like they used to. Got Matt Damon in there backing me up on some stuff. We really get into it from a really serious film discussion and using a lot of movies that you all love. And then I have a big video coming on Sunday and Monday as well. So I would really help you. January is super tough on the channel, and it just drops off a cliff. YouTube is very, up in the air in January, but I wanted to keep this promise to you and kind of close this chapter. Now, this year, I am doing a subscription again, so I will probably share with you each time I get a new, that'll be the one physical media thing I really still do here. I will share with you when I get my shipments in. I will give you clips. We'll do it like a list as I unbox them. Recommendations of cult films that you'll be able to pick up. No, I get nothing from Vinegar Syndrome, but it's a way for me to share them with you. And if you're interested, then you can go over there. All that kind of stuff, because I still love physical media and supporting these companies. And just letting you all know, and hopefully that brings us all together too. But there you go. Promises kept. The channel has naturally grown into lists and recommendations and deep dive nostalgic essays and filmmaking discussions and all that kind of stuff. Pop culture discussions, but physical media is where it all started, and I wasn't going to leave until I wrapped up and closed that chapter with my Vinegar Syndrome subscription. I'm going to sell these bad boys. I'll post something on my community tab, and they'll come from a good home if you're interested in them, and you'll get them at cost, because I'm not trying to make anything for them. I just want to get back what I got into them and get me something that I do want to watch. But until next time, if you enjoyed this, it's a very different bonus video, but please like and subscribe. It helps out the channel. You can join that Patreon. The link is in the description. There is a discount code right now, 26 for 26, 26% off a monthly or yearly subscription. So if it's $2 a month, it's going to be like a $1.50. So for like $15 a year, you can get all my 4K stuff. So there you go, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you all so much. Check out those other videos, please. It helps out the channel. And until next time, be kind, rewind like always. It's Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
I know.